Good morning, students. Today I, Padmaja Behera from Jagran Public School, Noida, is here with a presentation from the book Snapshots, and the name of the chapter is Albert Einstein at School, and it is chapter number 4. Let's begin with the presentation and the next slide. Let me give you a brief introduction. Albert Einstein hated the education he received. And children, he believed that learning facts is not education, and says that it is not facts that matter but ideas. Children, we all must be analytical. Secondly, CBSE has started this hot questions which also help you to analyze a particular chapter. He did not like studies. He hated his school life, and he did not like the place where he lived. He just wanted to escape from everything because he was leading a very miserable life. Because his father could not afford a decent place to live, he had to live in a slum, and he hated slum violence. Children, let's move to the next slide and know more about Einstein. Albert Einstein was born on 1879 and is considered as the greatest theory physicist. His main contribution to physics was the theory of relativity. This led to a massive revolution in physics, and due to this, he is considered as the father of modern physics. He worked as a professor at the Berlin Academy of Sciences in Germany, but later became a citizen of the US. Children, he played a major role in making the atom bomb. And of course, he received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921 for his services in theoretical physics, especially for the discovery of the law of the photoelectric effect. Children, let's move to the next slide and know more about the chapter written by Patrick Pringle, who is a biographer. The chapter Albert Einstein at School is an extract from the biography of Albert Einstein, named The Young Einstein by Patrick Pringle. In this chapter, Patrick familiarizes the reader with those years in Einstein's life where he was struggling each day in school, and as each day passed, the school diploma felt like a far-fetched dream. It throws light upon a few encounters with his teacher, what he felt about the neighborhood he lived in, and how he had only one good friend. Children, Yuri. Really, you should have one friend, and that is sufficient, and who should always stand by your side. Yuri always stood by the side of Albert. The way Albert strategizes to get out of the miserable place, that is the school, and how things turn around in the end, makes the story even more interesting. Children, when you read this particular chapter, as you know, I have discussed also, he had made the medical certificate, but that was of no use, as the principal called Albert and expelled him from school. Children, he felt the medical certificate a hole in his pocket. Let's move to the next slide. And the characters in this particular story are Albert Einstein, Mr. Braun, his history teacher, Yuri, his only best friend, Dr. Ernest Well, a neurospecialist, Mr. Koch, his math teacher, and Elsa, of course, his cousin. Elsa also had a great role to play because she had a different ideology to the education which was given at that point of time, unlike Einstein, who did not believe in rote learning, whereas Elsa was just the reverse. Children, Let's see what the next slide has in for you. This is the conclusion of the entire chapter. To sum up, we learn even the most genius minds did not have an easy life, and it is the struggle that makes us what we are, children. So never be, accept challenges, accept obstacles, accept all the problems and trials and tribulations which you might face throughout your life, but don't, you know, accept them and move on, because life is not a bed of roses, and it is very much felt and seen in the life of Albert Einstein. And for that matter, every person has to face those sort of challenges. Children, I hope you enjoyed watching the presentation. Please read the chapter thoroughly. Even the question answers are given in the PDF format. Please go through them, and the chapter, whatever doubts you may be having in this particular chapter, can be cleared then and there. Thank you, children.